that one.
So this is what we do every Sunday. Come in for a little breakfast at Asda. £9 feeds the 4 of us, doesn't it, Harps? Hey? £1 for a child's meal. And there's little Rudy, and that's Cruz. And there's Harper. Say hello, Harper, to the camera.
Hi, camera.
Hi, camera. Say hi, Rudy.
Hi, camera.
Say hi, Cruz.
Hello.
Say hi to all the subscribers.
Hi and hello.
So we were going to go today. We were going to go to a car show, weren't we, today?
Yay!
But the weather's crap, so we're not. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, look at that weather. Absolutely disgusting. But what can you do? It's the British summer. So we've just come back from Asda. We normally go there. My wife does the shopping on a Sunday morning. And I take the kids into the cafe and have a nice cheap breakfast. Very nice. They love it, and so do I. And we were meant to be going to a car show today. So unfortunately, what is it? Braunton Wheels, which is in between Barnstable and Ilfracombe. And once a year they hold a car show there on the main green. It's a really, really nice little car show. There's some lovely cars go down there, and obviously I would have took the Lambo and probably the kit car if the weather was nice. But we haven't been down, unfortunately, for about 3 years now, and the reason is because of that disgusting weather. I shouldn't think for 1 minute, we've got to go through there in a bit, but I shouldn't think for 1 minute that's even going to be on. It's a complete washout. So yeah, really disappointing. And we didn't even get to go down to the Lynmouth show, which is a really good one. They have some great cars there. It's quite a big one, actually. And obviously Lynmouth is a beautiful village. But yeah, we didn't even get to go down that one this year. So unfortunately, as far as the car shows go, complete washout this year. So I've just come down to the workshop. Not a lot we can do outside. Didn't get to put a video on yesterday. We were out all day. We went to a bit of a garden party, a friend of ours. So I've just come down work to do a little video for you guys, really. I expect you're sitting in the house a bit bored. So as a last resort, you could probably watch me, I suppose. E30. So just a little bit of an update on that. I've been making a few purchases. I've been bored in the house this morning. Going on the internet, having a look at the old demon tweaks, and I have made a couple of purchases. So first one, and this one is what Mikey Dove has persuaded me to do. Weren't going to bother with one, but I suppose it would be handy. So I purchased one of them. So that's a 360mm hydraulic handbrake, which is going to look pretty nice next to the gear stick. As you can see there, look, 160 quid. And Mikey said, don't go with the master cylinder it comes with, go with a Wilwood one, which we've done. So there's another couple of £100 onto the purchases of the E30, guys. But it does look nice. It's like a billet handbrake. Looks very, very nice. So it's one of them really where don't really need one, I suppose. But I suppose it is handy, like I say, in traffic or something. And Mikey said, to be honest, he uses his. If it spins up on a corner, you can use it as a bit of traction control, really. Just sort of dab it on and we'll see. But if it's there, isn't it? You know. And also I've made another purchase. Now this one, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because we've got our track day next week, I'm suspecting that going by the weather lately, and I've had a look on the BBC, and for as long as you can see, there looks rain. So I'm suspecting that next week is going to be a bit wet. Disappointing, but what I have purchased for Isaac and I is one of these. So that looks like, if it is warm and raining, we could end up seriously boiling the bag with that. But it's a karting oversuit, so I'm hoping, and because it goes up sort of tight up your neck, last time I wore my motorcycle gear, and I still ended up really soggy. It sort of got down my neck and my chest was soaked. It was horrible. And obviously, depending on if this is fully waterproof, which I'm hoping it is, our seats absorb the water because they're leather. They sort of absorb the water and you're sitting in a puddle. So it's rather nasty. So I'm hoping if these keep us dry, if it does rain, then I am not going to be, it's going to be a complete game changer for me because I'm not going to be too worried about going in the wet. That's the only thing with that kit car. It's just I don't want to get soaking wet. I do actually really enjoy driving it in the wet. It was great fun that time I went to Castle Combe, and it was like this all day. It was absolutely horrible, but I really enjoyed it. There was standing water. You just drive accordingly, don't you? And it was great fun, but the only thing I didn't like was getting wet. So hopefully they do the trick. So yeah, we'll have to see, guys. But the E30, guys, I'm in a little bit of a predicament again with this. Now, the last time I was in a predicament and asked for your advice was over the colour. I was more than surprised how many people suggested we should paint it white, and a part of me still does want to paint it white, but another part of me just wants to go Larry for the sake of it. I just want to go Larry orange. You know, it's all about, with a race car, as a couple of people have mentioned in the comments, which I did take note of, at the end of the day, it's not like a road car. It's a race car. Race cars are meant to be Larry. They're meant to have Larry liveries and all this. And yes, we could wrap it, paint it white and wrap it and what have you, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm still in two thoughts. And when we get the car back, I'm going to have to make a decision. But I am edging on the side of doing it orange. Probably that Phoenix orange. So, yeah, I don't know. But my second predicament, guys, is probably... I'm pretty sure what you're going to say. And I'm going to leave the decision up to you here because I can't make a decision on it. Now... obviously, because it's an E30, a normal E30, it's 4 stud, and we know the original M3s are 5 stud. Now we know it is an original. It's not an original M3, and it never is going to be. We're doing a copy of a sort of M3 DTM. It's not overly important. I mean, the Fords of that era, like the RS500s and that, they were all 4 stud. The geometry, because it's got coilovers already and adjustable top mounts, the geometry is a bit irrelevant because the geometry's all been changed, and when I drove it, I was more than happy with it. So if it drives like that, it doesn't really matter about the geometry of the M3. But there's a part of me wants to change it to 5 stud just so it is 5 stud. And not only that, but in the future, you know, if we sold it, it's converted, isn't it? I mean, the back is 325. It's got the adjustable rear beam and all the rest of it. And all apparently we have to do is change the hubs, which fits straight in, the M3 hubs. But we can get those. I got a chassis number and a registration from Dave Asprey, put it into BMW, our local dealer, and they got the rear hubs. They've got the disc guards and all that, the back plates, and the back plates for the front, but not the front hubs because they're different. So if we were going to change it to 5 stud, there's only 2 ways of doing it. One, we could change the front to E36, which I don't really want to do. Or secondly, we can buy new coilovers. I've been in touch with KW, and they do a specific front shock, which is more of a fast road shock, but it comes with their axle and that on the front, and the M3 to fit the M3 hubs on. So we could do it that way. That kit there for the coilovers all round is about £3,000. But when I spoke to them, they said, annoyingly, the coilovers you've got on there are about 10 or 12 years old. We don't do them anymore, but they are a competition coilover. So the equivalent competition coilover set they do for the E30 now is about 5,000 quid. And they could do it with that. So by the time I bought the hubs and this, that, the other, is it worth 5 or 6 grand to do the 5 stud conversion? Part of me says no. And not only that, but we're going to be putting centre lock hubs on it anyway from Image Wheels. So we're getting our 3-piece wheels made by Image. They're going to be centre lock hubbed. So for the sake of, you know, having the 5 stud centre lock hubs bolted, it's going to be the same thing. What do you think, guys? I'm going to let you choose on that. It just seems like a waste, really. If we didn't have suspension, it'd be another thing because we're going to have to get it. But the suspension we got is bloody good. KW said for 500 quid they would service all them shocks for me that are on it. And obviously, if they stripped them out, what I would do is probably get the bodies off them, etc., and get them anodised. So they look like brand new for probably less than £1,000. But they would just be 4-stud. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that, guys. If there's any cheaper options that you can suggest, because I'm not that familiar with these BMWs, remember, so I'm learning as I go, but I don't want to start changing things up too much because the car was great to drive before, so I want it to sort of drive like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think, guys. But I'm in a predicament with it. So, yeah, I'll leave that up to you. So, the kit car, fortunately, there's no oil leaks under the front, and there certainly isn't under the back. So, we're proper oil tight on that now, guys. So, I'm really happy with that. Got all the nose cone done and re-stick it up, so we're all ready for next week. I'm wow excited about it. Do you know what? I get more excited before every track day now, more and more. As I've said to you, we've got the gazebo coming, so in the next video we should. They promised us that before Wednesday, so certainly by the next video we'll be doing a sort of unveiling of the gazebo. We're going to set it up out here and put the canopy on it and fold it all up with the canopy on, just so it's quicker to get out when we get there. But that's going to be a game changer for us, because if it is raining, at least we can pull in with the car. We can set up at the back with our seats, etc., and our little cooker, and cook some lunch, and we can drive the car in the front of it because it's 6 by 3 meters. Plus it's going to have our new branding on it, so we'll get to have a little look at that. So yeah, really excited about it, guys. But no, the kit car, as I said on the last video, that we may be changing the engine in the winter for this. A lot of you said it'd be a great idea to put like a modern fuel injected engine in this. It would run a lot better, a lot smoother, and obviously with that extra power, you know, probably we're going to realistically end up with probably another 40, 50 horsepower, maybe more, depending what engine. And in something like this, that's going to be absolutely perfect. It's just going to give us that little sort of edge to keep up with the modern, the other stuff on the track, really. This thing, once you get up past about 80, it gets a bit gutless, and things tend to just blitz away. And not only that, but it's a bit dodgy. In the wet, because it's not as fast as other stuff, you know, you've got to bear in mind, these track days we do, they've got some real smart stuff there, like the McLarens and the other stuff, like the aerial atoms, and they do come past you at sort of 30, 40 mile an hour faster sometimes, so a little bit sketchy. And it's the mirrors in this are all right, but you don't see a great deal with all the spray. So if we could just get a bit more of a lick on, it's sometimes faster is safer. So yeah, a few things to give you advice on, guys. Like I say, the engine and what you reckon we should do with the kit car. Any more changes you recommend, and also with the 5-stud conversion. Let me know what you think about that, guys. But my feeling is a little bit on the 5-stud at the minute. Probably 70% of me thinks just leave it 4-stud. It's completely pointless. The suspension's really good. There's no point chucking money at it if you don't have to. But then the extra 30 thinks, well, it would be 5-stud, same as the M3s would, and it'd give you a wider range of wheels and that in the future. But I don't know. Let me know, guys. Well, if the weather's like it is here where you are, enjoy the rest of your day in your house, or certainly inside. And we will see you in another video. Nasty. Cheers, guys. See you later.